Well, we know where the budget went. We know where the budget went at the end of the day. Why are there two pictures of Maddie? That's what happens when a CD skips. It really does look like the fight has just been knocked out of Cathy. Yes, use our own words against her. Bye-bye. Hello guys and welcome back to Dance Mums, and today we are on season 2, episode 18, I think. And it is called How Do You Like Dem Apples, which means we're getting the return of not only Cathy and the Candy Apples, but also Jill and Kendall, who actually, I've kind of missed them, I won't lie. Like, I actually have. And I've missed that little banter that I have with Jill. You know, where I take the piss out of her and her cowboy hat. I say my little Kendall every 2 seconds. It's just funny bants that I have with her. You know, it's easy stuff. But before we get into this episode, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff that you guys do so well. And I will see you guys in the video after the pyramid. So, pyramid, again, looks a little bit odd. It kind of looks like a turd, which is very funny. But anyway, on the bottom we have Melissa. She's back on the board. I can't remember whether she was there last week or not, but yeah, she was pissing me off. But she's on there now because I feel like it's just unfair to keep leaving her off. Every time she annoys me, she gets taken off. But every time she doesn't annoy me in an episode, she gets put back on. So, fair enough. Next up, we have Brooke. She wasn't really in the last episode. Can't really do much with her. Therefore, she is on the bottom. Next up, we have Mackenzie. She absolutely ruined the group number. I'm joking, she didn't. But she did have a little stumble, and it was a little bit of a oop moment, and it potentially could have cost them first place by 1/10 of a point. Who knows? But anyway, next up, we have Nia. We also have Brooke. And we also have Kelly. Okay, I didn't really mean to take off Kelly right there. So imagine we don't have Kelly. So Nia and Brooke, they did well in the group number. I was impressed with them. They were good. It was the Huntress number. They did well. Next up, we have Kelly. She did a great job of advocating for Brooke to go to the ball or to the dance that she was meant to be going to. I thought it was quite a fun storyline, and I'm glad that Brooke got to do it. And Kelly felt like a proud parent there. Kelly's really been up in her game recently. She's been up in her game, and I'm proud of her. Same with Holly. Holly's done a fantastic job recently. Really enjoying her. She didn't really do much in the last episode. She did call out Leslie with the bullying line, which I found very, very funny. So, yeah, big props to her. Next up, we have Chloe. Chloe did a good job in the last episode. Her solo was great, and she danced well. That's all I've really got to say. Next up, we have Christy. She faced off against Leslie numerous times. And honestly, anyone that goes up against Leslie wins points in my book, because I cannot stand Leslie. I find her so frustrating to watch, and I just don't enjoy her. So yeah, well done, Christy. Which means on the top of the pyramid, if I can reach, is Maddie. Now, she did compete in 2 competitions. She didn't win both competitions, but she did win 2 titles. Junior Miss Star Power at both of the Star Power conventions that she went to. Do I still think that's a little bit cheeky? Absolutely. No way would any other child in that dance troupe get the same opportunities, but we're just going to have to put up with the fact that Abby prefers to give Maddie preferential treatment over everybody else, and it's just something we're going to have to get over as we move forward.
We will be traveling to Ohio.
Literally everyone's like, oh, not Ohio, not the candy apples. Ugh, the parents are like, yes, because that means that Abby's not going to be hating on us this week. Chloe's like, oh, they're going to, whatever number I'm doing this week, they're going to be copying me. Maddie's like, oh, I'm going to be going up against the ginger boy. And the group numbers, Vivianne's going to be carried across the stage for like a brief 1-second cameo so that they can bring down the age rating. That's all that's going to be happening in this episode.
We are going to Cathy's territory. We're going to stick a stake right into that beef jerky.
I completely forgot about the beef jerky business that's like right next door to the Candy Apple Centre. That's kind of funny. I forgot about that. Like, I actually did. Damn, Abby's like out for blood at the moment. She's coming and she's going to get blood on Cathy's own territory.
Let's fight fire with fire. I'm gonna put a few of my older girls in this week's routine.
It's an idea that is going to happen, but like, I don't understand the point of like bringing in people for like 1 week and then being like, bye bye. It's like Peyton was here last week and now it's like, bye-bye. Brooke's back, I guess. She's irrelevant. She's back on the sideline. She's in the sub bench. It's like, what? No. Like, either let them dance or don't let them dance. Do you know what I mean? Don't just keep bringing them in and out.
Next, we have Mackenzie.
Wait, does that mean that Paige is off of probation? That is iconic of her. Well done, Paige. Mackenzie did kind of muck up the dance, so I'm not surprised that she's on the bottom row. Is what it is. She was on my bottom row, to be fair. Actually, so far, the bottom two, I've gotten correct. I was tuned in today. I was tuned in.
Nia, I think you're there because you had a hard time with those turns. Next, we have Paige.
The way I have so accurately predicted this pyramid, it's gone Brooke, it's gone Mackenzie, it's gone Nia, it's gone Paige, it's going to go Chloe, and then it's going to go Maddie. I'm actually blown away by how well I predicted that. I literally sat there this morning going, oh, what actually happened last episode? And I was like, oh, it was the Huntress dance. Oh yeah, like let's do it in this order.
The first person on top of the pyramid is Maddie. And the second person on top of the pyramid is also Maddie.
Why are there two pictures of Maddie? This is literally looking like my thumbnail for the last episode, where I just had two Maddies on there with crowns on, because I was like, oh, I don't know what else to put on there. How do I show she won two, like, crowns? I just put two Maddies on there. And that's exactly what Abby did at the top of the pyramid. Just put two Maddies up there. Oh, God. I actually just can't. I can't with Abby. She's just so random and kooky.
I need Paige to show Jill and Kendall that leaving the Abby Lee Dance Company was the biggest mistake of their lives.
Paige is going up against Kendall. CBA, because, like, I know this is all being set up to make Paige look muggy. It always is. I'm not happy about Paige getting a solo because I know Abby's just going to fuck it up. And she's just going to make, like, little, like, digs all week. And she's going to destroy Paige's confidence. And then Paige's going to go out there and probably forget it again. Like, I just feel bad for Paige at this point. I think she's the person that I've seen dance the least out of everyone on the show. Granted, that is because Kelly keeps on, like, pulling her solos. It's because she's not prepared. She's not given enough time to prepare. What do you mean 3 days for a solo? That's ridiculous.
She will not have a rehearsal. She's welcome to use the studio, but she has to get in here on her own.
She won't have a rehearsal. What? What do you mean you're giving her a solo and you're not even giving her any time to rehearse? You're like, nah, it's her own responsibility to rehearse this. I'm not doing it with her. There's times like this where I just would like to remind you that Abby came in early one day to rehearse with Maddie for a second performance. And she doesn't even have time to do one rehearsal with Paige in a week. Okay, yeah. Sure, it's not favoritism.
The whole bird solo thing isn't really new for Chloe. She's been a swan, a raven. This week she's an angry bird. So I don't know. What's next? Maybe a peacock?
Christy raises a very, very good point. We have seen a lot of bird solos, a lot of angry bird solos from Chloe. We've seen so many. And, like, I feel like it's becoming a bit of a tired trope. I really do feel like Abby has gotten to the end of the season and has been like, I've run out of ideas. Quick, what can I do? What can I do? Oh, let me go on my phone. See, oh, Angry Birds. This was about the time when Angry Birds was really popular, wasn't it?
The moms were giving me crap because Maddie's on the top of the pyramid twice because she won 2 crowns in one day. If their kids won 2 crowns in one day, I'm sure Abby would put their kid up there twice too.
I think the point that they're trying to make is not that she won 2 titles in one day, but the fact that she was given the opportunity to win 2 titles in one day. Like, all of the kids could have rushed over and done another dance at another competition and been given the opportunity to win, but it was just Maddie that was chosen. I think that's what they have the upset about.
I would like to introduce Catherine, Ariel, and this is Nina, who you all know.
We really said we're getting the old people in to help us out. We're getting the oldies. These guys look like 15, 16, 17. Like, they're ready to graduate. That is crazy. I know we're fighting fire with fire, but, like, did you really need to bring in new people in order to fight fire with fire? Surely you can beat them on your own.
She is always the first to criticize Cathy for putting those older girls and younger girls in the group, but she can't wait to do it.
She's not above it, obviously.
Do you know what else she's not above? Cheating. But we're not ready to have that conversation yet, sadly.
It's incredibly hypocritical for Abby to always talk about Cathy putting older girls in the group, and then this week she's going to do the same thing by adding older girls to her group number.
Listen, Holly, when have we known Abby to not be a hypocrite? She contradicts herself at least 50 times in one episode. At least 50 times. And that's not counting all the times that she contradicts herself in previous episodes. So really, this woman is just one big contradiction.
We are doing an Asian piece. There are two very handsome Ming Dynasty warriors that are fighting over the Asian princess.
This feels like cultural appropriation. Not ideal. Not ideal, but very on brand for 2012. I have to give him that. Very on brand for 2012. Also, where's this Donny come from? Where's he sprung up from? He's just appeared from nowhere. We obviously have our wonderful Justice. Who calls their kid Justice?
She has to decide which handsome young man she wants.
What was with that facial reaction that they just... They keep doing Vivienne so dirty. What do you mean that her mum's like, oh, you get to choose between two men? And they show a clip of Vivienne going, like, what? That's so unfair. That done dirty.
So they'll be doing the choreography for you.
I find it very interesting that Cathy's not above bringing in outside choreographers in, and I think that could be how she manages to beat the Abbey Lee Dance Company, because at the end of the day, we've seen it before, we've seen it again. Abby's choreography is tired and it is boring and it is dull. It's not fun to watch. But bringing in some new lifeblood into the show, that could be fun. Having like a cheeky guest choreographer every couple of weeks, that could work wonders for the show and its longevity, I think. And I also think it would push the girls to actually try different styles of dance instead of just doing contemporary, jazz, lyrical, ballet. Not even ballet. They've done ballet once or twice. So actually, no. Get them doing some hip hop. Get them doing some street. Just get them doing something interesting.
And, Abby put so much pressure on these girls to beat Candy Apple this week. So why are they taking gymnastics class? Why aren't they working on their solos?
I actually couldn't agree more, because why are they doing gymnastics class in a week where they're not doing a gymnastics number? That doesn't seem sensible, it doesn't seem smart, it doesn't seem like a valid use of time. And actually, I feel like Abby's doing this on purpose. Why are we doing this? What is the point?
Why are they in a gymnastics class and not working on their solos?
Well, your daughter is really weak in gymnastics and she needs to work on it.
That is a fair comment from Abby if there was going to be some gymnastics in Chloe's routine and she needed to practice that for her routine. Does she? No. I can guarantee you it's a lyrical number. I can guarantee you it's a lyrical or contemporary number. You can't put gymnastics into that. So saying your child is not good at gymnastics, okay, cool. Is she doing a gymnastics number this week? No? Okay, well then why is she doing a gymnastics class? Let's wait until there's an actual gymnastics number for her to do and then she can do it.
She learned her dance for an hour last summer, and she learned it for an hour last week and has never run it since.
That's 2 hours.
That is not...
2 hours, it's not 2 hours. It's 1 hour in 1 year, 1 hour the next year. Okay? So technically it's just 1 hour at a time. Okay? And there's been a good... 9 months in between it, potentially, let's say that. I find it absolutely ridiculous that she expects children to know a dance, a 2-minute routine, off by heart after just 2 hours of practice. That is ridiculous. How are they meant to do this among all the other things that they're doing in their life? Both times she has pulled it because they're not ready. And it's no wonder that they're not ready because they've only had 2 hours of practice. And the last time she tried to do it, she threw a fucking chair at her. I'm sick, I'm done, I'm tired of it. Treat Paige properly, please.
She does a bunch of hip moves and poses. Put something in it. Go in there, step up her choreography so she has a chance to beat Kendall.
I feel like Abby keeps these girls in boxes, whereas, Cathy doesn't with her group. At all. She challenges them, she pushes them, she gets them to do different things, and I think that is very noble and very bold of her, because Abby just keeps them doing the same thing. This number for Paige is probably going to be a jazz acro number. That's boring. Get her to do some lyrical. Get her to do something that's outside of her wheelhouse so that she actually has a chance of competing rather than just the same old tired moves over and over again.
You're going to hire a choreographer?
I'm not going to hire a choreographer because then
that'll just be World War III.
You're gonna do it yourself.
I am gonna do it myself.
I completely forget that Kelly actually did dance back in the day, and therefore she knows some moves. She knows the moves. Yes, I'm so down for Kelly to start choreographing this routine, because I'm sorry if she's right and it is just a bunch of like butt wiggles, hips, little bit of a pose here and there, like a... No, that's not going to win anything. So maybe let's put some technique in. Let's get her doing some spins. Let's get her doing some fouettes. Let's get her doing something that will get her some marks.
Just know that you really are gonna open up a huge
What
fight.
more can of worms can I open?
Honestly, it's so true. Like, Kelly's already pissed off Abby to no end. Might as well piss her off a little bit more and get a better dance for my daughter. I agree with this 100%. This is a message from Kelly, and I endorse it.
And Abby is going down this weekend.
I actually really like Cathy's new haircut. I think it looks fabulous. I think it looks great. I think it really suits her as well. I didn't like the previous haircut. It was giving like 90s vibes, whereas this is giving more modern day, very demure, very mindful, very cutesy.
I feel that Cathy needs to step it up a little bit. Cathy has lost interest in Kendall as a dancer.
Are we finally going to get the return of Jill and Kendall to the Abbey Lee Dance Company? Yes. I'm ready to put you back up on the board. I'm excited. Just one of these days, I want Jill to climb the ranks. Maybe she'll sit in the first position. Who knows? That will be the day the world ends, I reckon. But either way, I am excited for them to go back to Abbey Lee. I'm excited. I just need Jill back with the mums. I need somebody other than Melissa to be bitching and causing chaos, because I'm kind of bored of Melissa's non-combative, like, meddling and snaky behaviour. I need someone that's actually gonna stir the pot a little bit. Like, the episodes when Jill was going haywire were so entertaining. I loved it. And now it's like, oh, Melissa's just doing her own thing, just being a public nuisance. The only one that's not a public menace at the moment is Holly. We love Holly.
The Angry Bird piece is contemporary in style, but it has a lot of ballet technique behind it.
And the number is gonna start with her in a giant slingshot, and she's gonna launch across the stage, and she's gonna be imagining that she's hitting all those piggies with her kicks and her leaps and her other dance moves, and she's gonna end up taking back the eggs that she lost at the start. Yeah, that's the Angry Birds dance.
She's been driving so far, which is ridiculous that she's driving 2 hours.
Here's my violin. I'm so sad for Jill.
That's something that I do. When someone's telling me, oh, woe is me, but they've put themselves in that situation. Yeah, the violin does come out.
I want to change Paige's dance, and I know by me doing that, Paige is going to get in trouble, but I'm really just doing this to help my kid.
Honestly, I'm kind of excited to see a dance that's semi-choreographed by Kelly. I think it's going to slay, you know. Like, she could talk the talk, but can she walk the walk? I think she can. The fact that she danced for so many years under Abby makes me feel like she's going to be able to do this very successfully. So actually, I have no doubt in her abilities.
Okay. And then we'll add some harder stuff to it.
I don't want to do the dance because Abby's gonna throw a chair again.
Poor Paige. She's scarred from that incident where Abby just threw a chair. Just chair in your face. Apparently, she claims that she was throwing it at a producer. But was she? Because I'm sorry, but the chair was nowhere near the producer. If you were throwing it at a producer, you would have launched it across the room. You would have launched it across the room. Also, can we talk about how she says that the mums can't wear shoes in the dance studio because she'll ruin the floor, but she's happy to throw a chair on the floor, which probably dents it, marks it, scuffs it. Yeah, sure, Abby, sure. The $63,000 floor that you paid for is being harmed, and I will not stand for it.
Whack that leg. Oh, wait, your feet. Okay, now whenever you do this, aren't you supposed to be looking forward?
Kelly's doing all the same sort of like, point your feet, but she's not barking it, she's not screaming it, she's just like, point your feet. she's got the right mum tone. I feel like it's the same thing like when your mum's telling you to do something. She's got the mum tone where it's not coming across as nasty, but it's coming across as make sure you do it. It's got enough force behind it without it being nasty. Whereas Abby doesn't have that mum tone. She just has drill sergeant. I'm gonna scream at you until you get it correct.
As long as you go, you do good. She can't say it for I just hope she can pull it off.
Now, I don't pray for kids' downfalls, but I do want Paige to beat Kendall. Because I need Abby to see that this dance that Kelly has re-choreographed is better than what Kendall is doing. And I feel like that is the only way. I just don't have faith in the fact that this dance would have been good. I just don't. I don't think it would have been good. Kelly may have added enough in that will make it worthwhile performing. Do you know what I mean? It'll make it worth watching, worth grading, worth marking, and worth doing. And she's finally getting to do it. I'm excited. I need Paige to win. I need Paige to have a win. Do you know what I mean?
Chloe, you are a bird from the minute you step on that stage.
That is a gorgeous costume. Incredible. I feel like all of her bird outfits have been amazing so far. Like the Raven one was really nice. The Swan one was really nice. This Angry Birds one is really nice. Well, we know where the budget went. We know where the budget went at the end of the day.
Praying that she remembers that that earring is there so she doesn't end up with an earring in her knee.
Oh! Oh my god, that could have been catastrophic. Like, actually catastrophic. I was holding my breath the entire way through that. Like, is she gonna drop on the earring? Is she going to get injured? Like, I'm just waiting for the next big injury to happen. Do you know what I mean? Because I know it will come at some point, and I just don't want it to be, like, egregiously bad. Do you know what I mean? I felt out of breath watching that, purely because I was just so nervous. But I would say it's an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Do I think it was, like, the best that she's done? No. Do I think it was good, though? Absolutely. I thought she absolutely slayed it. I just think the camera work is just so chaotic and crazy in these numbers that I don't really get a full sense of the dance. But like from what I saw, I thought it was good. She had good turning sequences. She was a bit unsteady on her feet at the start, which made me feel like it was just nerves, and then once she got into it, it was fine. There was a lot of leaping around, falling on the floor. I thought that was good. It was handled well. Overall, yeah, 8 out of 10. I feel like that suits it perfectly.
The second the first move that I changed came on, Abby was like, what was that?
She's rolling around, her feet are all sickled underneath her. She does the cartwheel over the chair into a side area. Her legs are bent, feet are sloppy. Kelly, you're much more successful at the real bar, not the ballet bar.
Listen, Abby can critique all she wants. That was more entertaining than what I saw of the dance in the previous couple of weeks. I'm sorry, but I thought there was some nice technique in there. There were some nice moves. The cartwheel over the chair was nice. That was a nice touch. I thought there were some really, really good moments. I'm sorry, but I really enjoyed it. And do you know what? Just to spite Abby, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Because actually, it wasn't as bad as you said it was. I thought it was quite good. I was entertained. I wouldn't be surprised if that's top 5. I don't think it's going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's top 5. I think it'll beat Kendall, probably. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I can't have Paige being shouted at for losing to Kendall. I just can't. I absolutely cannot have that.
What's wrong with her music? She's not sharp. She is definitely not making eye contact with the judges. Her solo is just mundane.
Do you guys need further proof that someone tampered with Maddie's CD on purpose? Because that's what happens when a CD skips. It doesn't go... It doesn't. It just, like, repeats itself, or it might, like, jump a little bit. And it's, like, it's noticeable, but, like, it doesn't it shouldn't, like, drastically interrupt the flow of it. The dance was okay. It was alright. I would give it a 6. Because I thought it was just alright. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't horrendous. And I do just feel bad that she was kind of put off by the fact that the track was kind of skipping around a little bit. But, I don't know. I think this kind of proves the fact that something was done to that CD. And it wasn't just a natural, oh, it just skipped. Whoopsie, because that's not how CDs skip. this is how CDs skip.
It's not a big deal when something like that happens because I'll tell you why. To whom? It's not a big deal. To a 9-year-old little girl or to...
I agree with Jill. The fact that Cathy's like, this isn't a big deal. I'm like, I think it is. Because, like, this 9-year-old had to go out on stage and was absolutely mortified that she's having to dance and the track skipping around and she doesn't know what she's doing. And she's, like upset because she hasn't been able to deliver the best performance that she possibly could. No wonder she wasn't applying all the corrections. She was just getting through the dance and getting off stage because she was probably so, like, frantic and nervous and I didn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation. I've said it before. I don't think I could just continue dancing through a scuffed track. I think that would really put me off.
I'm starting to think that Cathy took a stand only to spite Abby.
What makes you think that, Jill? I could have told you that like 10 episodes ago that was exactly what she was planning on doing. I'm sorry, but I don't think Cathy had any intention of actually bettering your child. She just wanted to steal you from Abby to make Abby go, ugh, grr. That was the only reason. I'm sorry. Just go back to Abby Lee and we'll be fine.
Abby said at Pyramid for you to work on it yourself, that she wasn't helping. So that's what you did.
That's true.
You took her. Is that not what she said at Pyramid?
What she said.
Yes, use her own words against her. This is exactly what I signed up for. Love it. Yes. Because Abby did say work on it yourself. And guess what she did? Worked on it herself with her mum. But she worked on it herself. And that's the most important part.
When you're kind of up for a title, you want to do a flawless routine.
Maybe her teacher should work with her more. And then we'll do the dance that you choreograph.
Ellie raises some fantastic, fabulous points. Because absolutely, what do you mean her dance teacher didn't even work with her on this number? What do you mean? What do you actually mean? Because I'm sorry, if you'd have taken the time to actually work on it this week, I mean, I'm not being funny. We didn't see a whole lot of classes this week. We didn't see a whole lot of work in the workroom, in the dance studio. I keep thinking this is Drag Race for some reason. My point still stands. We didn't see a lot of time spent actually dancing. You were doing gymnastics classes with people who are not even doing gymnastics numbers. So why would you do that? Why would you not work on the competition pieces that are being performed in a couple of days? It doesn't make sense. The brain is not comprehending.
Because I did easy steps.
Because you do easy steps?
I just wanted to be like challenged more.
I was so proud of Paige for sticking up for herself.
You deserve that placement, Paige. You deserve it. You deserve it.
She went behind my back, she threw stuff in it, and you as a parent condoned it. How dare you?
How dare she? How dare she stand up for her daughter when her daughter's like, this is too easy. I'm not enjoying doing this. And her mum goes, okay, let's change it. Let's make it a little bit more difficult. I thought you're not all about the winning. I thought this is more about you training dancers than you winning competitions. Isn't that what y'all say in the comment section? Oh, Abby trains dancers. She's not there to win competitions. Well, if she's not there to win competitions, let them do choreography that is going to push them in a setting that has pressure on them. Because that's the only way they're going to get better.
Should get a special judges award for inventing new ways for Vivi to be a human prop in every dance.
I think that might be the worst Candy Apples number so far. It was awful. It was horrendous. That's getting a 3 out of 10. That was awful. Like, actually, it stunk the gaff up. It was awful. We're going to move past the fact that it was just not appropriate at all. Like, at all. Like, it just felt wrong watching this on stage. Secondly, yes, Vivi is just a human prop at this point. Like, did she do any dancing in that number at all? I don't think so. I think she got lifted up twice and then just stood there for the rest of it. I cannot believe it. Even the dancing and the choreography didn't even look that good. And she had professional choreographers come in. I just didn't think it looked great. I thought it was awful. Just awful. It stunk. Awful. Not good. Just, not a great number at all. Not even slightly. I actually think that's one of the worst group numbers we've seen.
costumes actually look stunning on stage. The music was beautiful. There wasn't a lot of turns or anything like that. However, it was clean.
I am such a crybaby.
I thought that was gorgeous, personally. I did find myself watching Mackenzie and she was a beat behind sometimes, but like, I'm not going to dock the whole group a point for that. I think I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was actually really strong and I thought it was really beautiful and elegant. That kind of music always evokes a certain like emotion where it's like the Doctor Who music. I can't remember like an exact moment where it's used, but it's that sort of like haunting music. And then like it would be like the drums would kick in and then something emotional would happen. I don't know, something along those lines. But either way, it's just such a beautiful like moment in dance when something like that happens. Like, I didn't think it was especially technical or anything like that, but just watching it, I was like, wow, that is art. Yeah, damn.
Sixth place for 16 Angry Bird.
I think the fact that Paige was 1 place behind Chloe just goes to show that it was not as bad as Abby was making it out to be. Like, come on. If Chloe couldn't even crack the top 5, maybe people were just very talented at this competition. I don't think Kendall's in top 5, not even slightly. If she is, I want to see score sheets because I didn't rate her number that much.
And Unforgiving.
Lo and behold, we were 5th.
Again, I want to know how they came 5th because that was a beautiful number. The candy apples better not be above them. Surely not. Surely not.
My intention this weekend was to beat Cathy. We were 5th. So, hey, I'm okay with that. As long as we made the top 5 and they didn't.
Tough for Cathy. Tough weekend, honestly. I think I don't know what's going on with her in this episode. She's not her usual angry imp self. So is something up? Is she had some like bad news? I don't know, but something's going on and I'm interested to see what gets said about it because she's just not as bitter and disappointed as she usually is. So like it's like the fight's been knocked out of her. Has something happened? Can someone let me know if anything's happened because I'm really concerned for her, honestly. I mean, we haven't seen her since the whole meltdown. And then she just randomly appears in this episode. Like, it's been a good few episodes since we actually properly last saw her in New Jersey. That was episode 13. This is 18. It's been 5 episodes. I don't know.
Cathy never even looked at the number. No one cares but me.
It really does look like the fight has just been knocked out of Cathy. I don't know what's going on, and it's actually quite sad to watch. Like, it's really upsetting. Like, usually I'm like, here, I'm bantering with Cathy. She's not bantering back, but I'm bantering with her. And this episode, like, the vibe just feels off. She just looks sad. And I don't know why. I refuse to believe it's just because Abby beat her at her own, like, turf. Like, I don't feel like that's enough reason for her to be in this somber mood.
I think Kendall and our time at the Candy Apples may be drawing to a close.
I'm not surprised by that in the slightest. I always knew you were coming back, but like, it just sucks that it had to go down this way. Do you know what I mean? Like, Cathy just looks fucking miserable, and it's breaking my heart. I need the angry imp back. Bring it back. Come on.
And of course, their mouths are running like a typewriter, and I'm not wasting one breath on them.
Cathy, come on. Where's your witty repartee?
I will say this is incredibly poor sportsmanship from Abby and the mums. This is incredibly poor sportsmanship. I know they've been told by producers to come out and say this, but like, flogging a dead horse, do you know what I mean? Like, punching someone whilst they're down. It's just not okay. It's not okay. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm not vibing with it, personally. Just sort your life out, do you know what I mean? Like, make sure you at least get first before you started to yappa. This episode was annoying. This episode was really frustrating to watch. And was it frustrating to watch? No, I don't think it was, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Paige changed her choreography. The fight seems to have been beaten out of Cathy. It just felt like a very somber, sad episode, I gotta be honest. It didn't feel like I could have much fun with it because it wasn't a very fun episode. It was very somber, like I said. Looks like Jill will be joining back the Candy Apples next week, which I'm excited for. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we got Leslie returning next week. Ugh. God. So hopefully something will happen. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to all that YouTube stuff that you guys do so well. And I will see you guys on Sunday for another episode. That one will not be a premiere, sadly, as I will be traveling. But you guys will still have a fabulous time nonetheless. So until next time, see you guys later. Bye now.